Welcome to 𝗲𝗵𝗺 my dear friends. This is the immunology class and the topic for discussion in today's class is innate versus acquired immunity. So there's nothing new but just the revision of your basics which you have already prepared in your 11th and 12th class. So let us start with the differences between innate and acquired immunity. I am Dr. 𝗵𝗺 and I am your microbiology faculty. Alright, so let's start with the immunity first. So what is the definition of immunity? So if you want just a one-line definition of immunity is that it is the resistance to infection, right? So it is the resistance to infection. But my dear friends, this is not the complete definition. The complete definition says that immunity is the property of the individual's body. So immunity is the property of individual's body by virtue of which, all right. So it's a property of individual body by virtue of complex body systems. So there are different body systems which are functioning inside the body, right? So property of an individual body by virtue of complex body systems which empowers the body to resistance, to fight, all right, which empower the resistance to the body against the infections is called as immunity. Repeating once again, that it is the property of the individual body by virtue of the complex body systems which empowers resistance against the infection is called as immunity. So there are two types. One is going to be the innate immunity and adaptive immunity. I'll not waste much of your time, just I'll revise through. Remember that innate immunity is present since birth. Then innate immunity has no specificity. That means innate immunity is not specific against one disease or organisms, it's generalized. It has got no memory cell, all right. Like for example, you got the first infection and the response of our body's immunity was say 80%. So in the second infection, at the time of second infection also, it's going to be 80% only, all right. Whereas in adaptive immunity, that is acquired after birth, it is highly specific, all right. It is highly specific. Highly specific means, like for example, you will have T cells or you have B cells, they are going to act against some specific diseases only. Or even if I try to give you better example, then you can understand like acquired immunity against the, say for example, tetanus, right. The good part is that the memory is present, all right. So in case of adaptive immunity, my dear friends, if the first infection, all right, if the immune response of the body against the first infection, is say 50%, then against the second infection is going to be, all right, these all are examples. So if the first time it was 50%, next time is going to have 70%. Why? Because adaptive immunity has got memory, all right. Just like you, my dear friends, if first girlfriend cheated you, second time you will be more wiser. Similarly, adaptive immunity next time for the same infection is very much ready and is going to show a very high yielding response, okay. Now innate immunity has no lag period, it is the immediate action, all right. Now if I just give you an example, see the skin of yourself, your skin is an example of innate immunity, okay. That's a barrier actually. So it's an example of innate immunity. So as soon as any bacteria or any virus is going to come, the skin is going to, the skin is something that is not going to let it inside. So it is having immediate action, whereas in adaptive immunity, there is a lag period which is going to be there. Now, remember that innate immunity is not dependent on antigen. It is going to be there anyways, right? But adaptive immunity is something where the antigen is needed, because whenever the antigen is going to come, only then the B cells and T cells are going to make the antibodies, okay. So if you can understand the terminology antigen, gen means genesis, okay, and anti means antibody. So antibody genesis is the one which is taken care by the antigen, okay. So very simple, my dear. Let me just quickly revise it for you. Innate is something that is present since birth. It has got no specificity, no memory, no lag period, all right. And yes, of course, there is no need of antigen also, okay. So examples also I have told you. Okay, now innate immunity has examples like phagocytes, like complements, and like NK cell. Okay, so phagocytes are there, complements are going to be there, and NK cell. So the mnemonic to remember all these innate immunity, and in fact for that matter all the points, the mnemonic is small PNC. Okay, small PNC. So what is S? S for specificity, M for memory, A for, yes, A for what? A for you have no need of antigen, L for lag period, P and C are going to be the mnemonics for the examples, like P for phagocytosis, N for NK cells, and C for complement. Now, if you look more into it, so you have got a natural immunity and an artificial immunity. So dear friends, the natural immunity and artificial immunity are actually the types of acquired immunity. So how you acquire the immunity depends if it is a natural method or if it is an artificial method. Like for example, naturally somebody is coming in contact with the infections. Okay, so what is going to happen? The infection will come. The body is going to body is going to generate the antibodies, and of course the memory is going to get created. Now once the memory is going to get created, it is itself a form of immunity. So you didn't give the antibodies from outside, antibodies were generated from the body. So that's why it is called as active. That means you are not passively spoon feeding, body is going to make the antibodies, whereas the maternal antibodies are itself the antibodies like IgG and IgA to fight against the infection. But maternal antibodies are also acquired by fetus by the natural route, my dear friends. Okay, coming on to artificial. So actively you vaccinate. So what do you do in vaccination? You just give a deadly pathogen. The pathogen, deadly pathogen. So deadly pathogen is a deadly antigen. Okay, deadly pathogen is a deadly antigen. That means, can it cause the disease? No, that means it can't cause the disease, but yes, it will cause the body to form the antibodies. It will cause the body to form the antibodies. Alright, and what about passive? So passive means that you have to give the TT as well as tetanus passively. The TT and tetanus is given passively. Okay, so TT means what? So TT means TT immunoglobulins. Alright, so TT immunoglobulins if you are giving, then that's an active immunity, whereas TT vaccine if you are giving, that's an active immunity, right? So this is the difference. Coming on to the last concept of this video, what are the differences between herd immunity and adoptive immunity? So herd means that whole community is going to get that immunity. Now for example, you are giving OPV, right? So you are giving what? You are giving OPV vaccine, and that's a oral polio vaccine. So you give to individual 1, and once the individual 1 is getting it, obviously individual 1 with the help or by the feces are going to release the OPV vaccine in the stools, and from them it is going to contaminate the food of other individuals, and via the food it is going to go to the individual 2, and similarly it is going to go to the many individuals. So can you see, this is the way how the herd immunity is achieved. So that's why herd immunity means it is the immunity of the community, right? Next, if we talk about the adoptive immunity, means that passive transfer of competent T cells. That means, for example, one person is having a competent T cells. So you are taking those competent T cells and you are going to give it to the other individual. That is the passively transferring the competent T cell, which has been tried in 2 diseases, leptometus leprosy and histoplasmosis. Okay, so in the histoplasma and leptospira, we have taken care of adoptive immunity also. All right, clear? So this is it about this class. I hope you are clear with the differences between the acquired and innate immunity. Thank you for watching, and do tell us your feedback in the comment section below. Thank you.